And welcome to Water, Waste and Energy. What are we? On Thursday, 13th of July, number 833. I do have an apology from Councillor Hamill. Would someone like to move that policy? Councillor Lacastra, and seconded by Councillor Peter Young. All those in favour? That's carried. We have some starred items, councillors, and one unstarred item. Would anyone like to unstar any of the starred items? Would anyone like to move any of the starred items? Oh, Councillor McDonald will move, and seconded by Councillor Tozer. That's items 5.1, 6.1 and 6.2. All those in favour? Yeah. That's carried. And we have item 6.3, which is about a motion for the LGAQ general meeting about recycled products directory, and I believe Jess is going to do a presentation. No? Did you want to take that on, Councillor? Our director will have a chat. Oh.
Did we already confirm the minutes?
Oh, we didn't. Sorry.
Okay.
I was going to star that, but we'll do that separately now. Would anyone like to propose confirmation of the minutes?
Move the minutes.
Councillor Peter Young, and seconded by Councillor McDonald. All those in favour? That's carried. Okay, over to you, Director.
Thank you, Madam Chair. Just to speak briefly to the paper, hopefully it's fairly self-explanatory. This follows on from the Merrill Minute 12 months or so ago, asking officers to investigate a number of opportunities to improve recycling in the city and procurement of recycling products or recyclable products. As a part of investigating that and exploring opportunities, obviously officers looked to how the city could best do that and where it could find recyclable products. And in that search, obviously found very little opportunity to be able to explore how, to procure and what marketplace that they could identify recyclable materials through. Hence, they looked wider at what other jurisdictions and interstate do, and I think they referenced Sustainability Victoria as one example where they seem to be well advanced and have a nice model for encouraging trading and procurement of recyclable products. Through further work and essentially through the opportunity of the LGAQ, who we work closely with, and they have, some waste project officers, etc., and in talking with them, clearly officers thought it was worthwhile bringing to committee a proposal for consideration by committee to raise a motion at the forthcoming meeting, which I believe is in October. Yep. But I think agenda items have to go through the next council to make the deadline for that agenda. So that's the timing for today. As I say, it doesn't commit the city to anything, and in fact, it's trying to gain support from the city and other councillors to ask, or other councils, sorry, to ask the state government to actually look at this as a proposal and fund it and get it established, and particularly in the context, again, of particularly in southeast Queensland, the games in 9 years or so, such a platform would be, I think, quite appropriate, given the focus on sustainability as part of that game. So it's there for councillors. Obviously, councillors put up the motions. It's simply there as a discussion point for councillors to agree, modify, change, whatever else as is appropriate.
Yeah, I think it's a great initiative. Councillor Young.
Thanks, Chair. I wanted to throw you a question. Which of your officers initiated this, please? Do you know?
It was Jessica, who was our project officer.
Thank you. Thank you, Jessica.
On the paper. Yeah, unfortunately she's not here today, but Jessica works to Christy and Josh.
Thank you.
And if there's any further details, we can ask either Christy or Josh to come out and speak to it.
Any other questions, councillors?
This is going to the OGAQ thing in October. Who of us amongst us councillors is going to the OGAQ event?
I don't know.
Does anyone know where it is?
No.
Gladstone?
Gladstone, yeah, I did hear Gladstone.
Right.
Thriving metropolis of
Backpackers
Gladstone.
there.
Is someone familiar with the backpack? Are you familiar with the backpackers there?
I don't know if it's one as Kansas.
Right, okay.
He was asked for specific advice this morning
On a
by
backpackers
Councillor
hostel.
Hamill.
Someone will go.
Should we, is it appropriate for us to identify someone who might attend that? The mayor.
The mayor?
Okay, great.
That's a separate matter anyway.
So
Yeah,
just that
it
a
is a
council
separate matter.
representative, that's enough? Yeah.
Yeah, but I think it's probably got the potential to get a lot of traction from the other councils as well, especially for a Queensland-led project and funded. I think that's the operative word too, that, you know, if it's going to be Queensland-based, it should be funded by the state government. Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So-
Yeah, cool. All right.
Any other questions,
I'm going
councillors?
to move it if you like,
Yeah.
unless you want to.
Councillor Tozer and seconded by
second it.
Councillor Peter Young. All those in favour?
Great
That's
initiative.
carried.
Thank you.
Is there any general business items, councillors? Nothing?
Water's coming out of the sky soon, right?
There- Yeah. What is the dam level at the moment? It's okay, isn't it?
Look, the dam level's quite okay. I couldn't tell you off the top of my head. If Kathy Baker was here, she'd be,
Yeah, she'd be all over
quoting it to 3 decimal points.
And calling it her dam.
Yeah, that's right.
Hey, Councillor McDonald, did you know?
I don't know if this is the appropriate time, if we just can have a little bit of feedback on the distribution of the green bins.
Green bins?
I've been getting a bit of feedback.
Yeah, I've got a couple of meetings coming forward with residents, and that's one of the things that they've put on their list to ask me about. So, and I think it's more about the eligibility for exemption.
Yes.
And look, I can ask Josh to come out. He's got all sorts of statistics at his fingertips. In terms of big picture, we're extremely pleased. It's going very well in terms of the rollout. And we're just talking before the meeting, and Josh was making the comment that Sulo, who is doing the work, have complimented the city on its organisation compared with other cities in the rollout. They feel it's going really, really well and very well planned. We're doing about 1,500 bins a day and potential to go up to about 2,000 soon. We get anywhere between about 2 or 10 people who want to talk about whether they should have it or not, and exemptions each day, which again, 2 to 10 out of 1,500 or 2,000 is a very low rate. In most cases, our response is to note, their concerns, but to leave the bin with them and say we'll follow up if they want to be exempt, against the criteria and an assessment. Clearly, the guys delivering the bin don't make that decision. It's the city's decision. But we're obviously taking those down and following them up on a case-by-case basis. But Josh, if you can correct what I've just said, whether it's right or wrong, and add anything.
Josh might be able to pick this up as well. So we've had a couple come into the office. I'm going to say a couple of pensioners unhappy that they've got a green bin, don't want to pay the extra $58 or whatever, don't qualify for any exemptions, etc. But I was a bit surprised. I'd suggested that we just send it through to Gold Coast Water and Waste to deal with, to contact the customer, etc. And that wasn't our experience. We just got the pro forma answer back to our office. So I thought we would have done better if we had like a single point of contact where we could, from divisionally, we could just refer them through to the administration to have that conversation so that it was consistent?
Yes, through the chair, that's definitely the approach we have been aiming to deliver. I'm not sure what happened on this particular occasion, but our office, we've got 3 staff working on this at the moment.
So- Yeah, so maybe I don't know about the other councillors, but maybe a refresher through to the PAs as to where the point of contact is, and that just might help.
Organics at Gold Coast email address to send any queries to.
Thank you.
I think that still works.
Councillor McDonald?
Thanks, Madam Chair. Look, I'd just like to say that the response that we've had from Gold Coast Water has been excellent, and the staff that you do have handling it have been very good, very patient with the ratepayers that have wanted to opt out. I too am getting mainly, from pensioners who have a gardener comes in, they take their rubbish away. Maybe some of the information that we could have is with a load of rubbish to the tip that's by the, gardeners. What's the pricing of those? Because I'm sure that they could renegotiate with their gardener to put their rubbish, the green waste in their green bin and reduce the cost to them, for their disposal. So, I mean, that'd be handy to have, I suppose.
Through you, Madam Chair, we can certainly provide that and some indication of what we think, if they weren't paying that fees, what they could drop their costs by.
Yeah.
So we can prepare something and send that to all councillors. I think the other thing that we're doing, the other thing that we are doing is clearly listening to all of the customers in terms of their concerns. And again, Josh and I spoke the other day, there's a couple of circumstances that have come up that we didn't envisage in our original criteria, which on the surface of it sound like sensible criteria for us to apply. So we'll continue, in every case. So it is important when people come in and have concerns that they relay what it is and on what basis. And as I say, we can collate those and look if there's a trend or an issue or something that we should take into account and offer, an alternative arrangement. We'll certainly do that. And as I said, Josh raised one with me the other day that, we hadn't thought of and I think is quite a valid exemption for, a certain group of customers.
Yeah, Madam Chair, I'd just like the director to relay to the staff that are handling the public inquiries, because I'd imagine that there'll be a few coming through. But the dealings that we've had so far, I'd just like to congratulate them. They've been very patient and very good. Yeah.
Good. Thank
Great,
you.
Thank you.
Josh and his team and Christy, Tony Lee, and there's a whole stack of people who are working on this. They have done an outstanding job, and as I say, it was great to hear the feedback from the people who are doing it on the ground, complimenting the city and its planning and its approach to it. So yeah, they've been doing an outstanding job. We're just saying we're a little bit worried that it's going so well. So we don't want to hex anything, but yeah. So thank you, I appreciate that.
No, I'll just add to what Paul said. It's the number of queries has been quite a bit lower than we expected. Customers have been very open to it. We're getting a number of refusals a day, maybe 3 or 4, people just refusing to take the bin. We've just instructed our contractors not to engage in an argument, just take the bin and we'll figure out how to deal with that later. But the other thing to add is that body corporates, we've still got to negotiate access in those body corporates where we will, for gated communities, sorry, where we will deliver. So they'll be receiving their bins towards the end of the 2 months. So we're still negotiating with body corporates on those.
Okay, thank you very much.
Thank you.
Through you, Madam Chair, and thank you to Rebecca for highlighting it in our report. Current dam level is 75.3%.
There you go.
However, the forecast is for a dry season, and we may hinge them. If we don't, 75.3.
But it has dropped a bit because the last time I saw, and that was about probably 6 weeks ago, was 80%.
Yeah.
Do you mind if I ask Councillor O'Neill through you to Councillor Owen Jones for a live update?
Well, SEQ Water says we've got 87.6% capacity at Hinds.
Well, it was
Hang
only,
on. Can I,
It says we've got
through you, Councillor O'Neill, maybe through to Rebecca,
272,000
can I just get a live
millilitres.
update from Rebecca? Because it's clearly fluctuating a little bit.
Combined, sorry,
It's from Karen O'Brien.
Karen's wrong.
the combined
tell her that?
levels
Is
versus,
Karen been talking to Kathy or not? Because if Karen hasn't been talking to Kathy, I don't think we can trust it.
sorry, it sounds like we're talking about different numbers. The combined levels is 75.3. You're talking about Hinds.
Here we go. So you're talking about the Brisbane water
Hinds
as
dam is
well.
86.
the devil's in the detail, guys. Need all the information to make a decision.
I knew Kathy'd get it right.
Providing an enormous amount of water every day. That's not counted in the reserves.
No.
It's a huge contribution every
Yeah.
day.
Ivanhoe's just not pulling their weight. They're probably at 60%, I think.
Okay, all right. If there's no more debate, talk or chat, meeting closed at 1:18. Thank you, councillors. Thanks, Director. Thanks, ladies.